So I just seen The Long Walk, and I gotta say, guys, this movie really touched my heart. Really surprised me, guys, so much to the point to where I had to do a review on it, guys. So here's my review for The Long Walk, no spoilers as well. One thing I did not know was that this movie was actually written as a novel by Stephen King. Yeah, I did not know that actually. So I thought that was very cool. So the movie's directed by Francis Lawrence. So the movie stars David Johnson, who plays Peter McVerries, Cooper Hoffman, who plays Ray Garrity, Ben Wong, who plays Hake Olsen, and Mark Hamill, who plays the Major, as along with more supporting actors casting for this movie. Now, one thing I will say, when I seen the trailers for The Long Walk, I did not know really what to expect. I could tell that it was definitely set in some type of messed up, world. There was something going on, something twisted. So, but when I watched the movie, from what I thought it was going to be like, it was completely different, guys. What I would say about this movie is one thing that really stood out for me in this movie was the acting. The acting in this movie was so, so great. Once in the stand-up performance, to me, I have to give it to Peter. And he done a great job. Like, his character in this movie is so masculine yet nurturing in a way. It's like he's tough, but at the same time, it's like he has like this side of him that's very like motivated, but not like in an antagonizing way though. So he just did a great job in his role he played in the movie. Also, Cooper Hoffman was definitely a standout too. He had so many passionate performances in this movie, and I really felt for his character, and like his morals and like what he wanted to do, and just some of the lessons that he learned. And also, just everybody in this movie just done a phenomenal job. And this movie, like I said, there'll be no spoilers, but this movie is basically, a long walk and everything that they have to do to survive this walk. And one person can only win the walk. So, and if you don't keep up a certain amount of pace, you basically get killed. So the premise was just crazy, and like, it's such a dire situation. You really feel for these characters in the movie because it's like, you know they try to work together at certain times. They try to lift each other up, but it's like at the end of the day, only one can really win. So it was really a dreadful situation, very depressing. And like the story in this movie, it's like a dystopia type of world that's going on right now. There's a financial crisis. A lot of people are broke, and most of the wealth is with this regime. And like, they have these long walks that they do once a year, and one person can win. They win the walk. They're pretty much financially set for the families, but only one person can win. So basically, like everything that goes on in this movie, and just like what these kids deal with, the people in this movie, like these characters, they are like of age of 18 years old. So just witnessing and just feeling what they have to go through in this movie, it's just crazy, y'all. Like, and they're walking for days and days and days, and it's just, and the one thing I do like about this movie is that they try to make this be as real as possible. So there's certain instances in the movie where certain things happen that I was kind of thinking like, okay, this has to happen, right? And like it does. So I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of things happen in this movie where they try to make it as realistic as possible. Like I said, they're walking like at 3 miles per hour. So it's the steady pace that they can kind of walk, in trials and tribulations they go through in the journey. It's like, it's just crazy. And I love like just all the actors. That's the one thing about this movie I will say. The actors really shine in this movie. For a movie that's, really grounded, quite simple, the actors, like, acting really has to be top notch in a movie like this. And it really grabbed me, man. It really, really did. I don't want to go into spoilers, y'all, because then I'll basically ruin the movie for y'all guys. Like, this is a movie that you guys have to watch and avoid spoilers. I will say that if you did read the book, there are some differences, not a lot, but there are some differences from the book and the movie in this adaptation. But that's to be expected in some of these movies. Sometimes they change things up. But I will say that there's one part of the movie that I don't know like how it's gonna feel to certain people who did read the novel. It could satisfy them, but it could also disappoint them as well. I don't know, because I never read the book. That scene that happened in the movie, it was really shocking, but I wasn't aware of how it pre-release was in the book, so that didn't bother me at all. But man, overall, like The Long Walk is an incredible movie. It's very touching. It's very depressing. It's very urgent. A lot of disparity in the movie, man. It's just a wild ride, y'all. And just seeing like these kids go through what they go through and just the lessons that they learn, and it kind of just pushes them to like to their limits of like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what like it's just crazy, y'all. You have to see this movie. It's incredible. I will say that if you do bring your girlfriend to this movie, don't be surprised if she starts crying on your shoulders, y'all. You just being real. And I won't judge y'all guys if y'all shed a little tear too, man. This movie was, man, had a lot of heart, a lot of spirit, and it was just so relatable to things going on today, about not giving up and, pretty much just fighting for what you believe in, even if you're dying for it, man. It's an incredible movie, guys. I'll give this movie a 9 out of 10. Comment down below, guys. Let me know if you saw this movie, and let me know, because I want to talk more about this movie in depth. You want to get a spoiler review of this movie, guys? Comment down below, and I will give that to y'all guys. But yeah, definitely go check out this movie. This is one of the best movies that I watched all year. I don't know if I will watch this movie again really soon, because this movie, it's really depressing, y'all. It's a very depressing movie, and the thing about it is, like, when you watch the movie in the beginning, it's like it it has a lot of life, a lot of humor, just it doesn't like it's just as the longer the movie goes on, the like it starts off just kind of normal. But the longer the movie goes on, it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you really start to feel for these characters. So it's definitely a they call it a long walk. It was definitely a long ride, man. So great movie. I give it a 9 out of 10, guys. Let me know how you felt about it down below, and I'm gonna see y'all guys next video. Peace.